Well, let's begin our conversation now. The National Bureau of Statistics says Nigerian Railway Corporation generated 1.07 billion naira's revenue from passengers in Q4 of 2023. This is contained in the Bureau's rail transport data for Q4 of 2023, released in Abuja. The report showed that the figure decreased by 7.51% compared to 1.15 billion generated in Q4 of 2022. Similarly, it showed that the revenue from goods, cargoes, are representing a 169.16% increase from 157.2 million naira received in Q4 of 2022. The new data shows that the number of rail transport passengers in Q4 stood at 672,198. A lot of figures here, but I have the right person in the house. The Managing Director, Nigerian Railway Corporation, Mr. Fidet Okhiria, is in the house. Thank you so much. It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. And thank you, Nigerian, for this opportunity.
Yes.
To bring railway to the limelight. The Bureau of Statistics.
Yes, that
figure right. The number of passengers lower, then the money went up.
Yes,
in quarter 4, in November, we introduced the e-ticketing on Lagos Ibadan and the Takbewari. I think that's what is responsible for what we have seen. Before now, it was physical. You go to the station,
yes,
you get your ticket and board. It's possible that you can get, like for instance, if I'm going from Warri to Agbo, you can say, okay, I'm going to Uromi.
Okay.
And you pay the fare to Uromi. Meanwhile, you are going to Agbo. But with the e-ticketing, it's difficult to do that.
Okay.
Because we now have, what do you call it now? Electronic check-in. And the concessionaire also is part of those that are not checking to ensure that people on the train have the correct ticket. I think that's what's responsible for that. On the freight side, it went up because, I think because of the government drive, the volume of export had gone up. And those willing to use the rail to move their product to the seaport had also gone up. That's what is responsible for that. And before now, we are pursuing imports to move import out, but the reverse is not the case. So unlike before, when we bring out imports, we go back inside the port empty. But these days, we go with exports and come back most of the time empty. Because export has gone up, and we have people loading from Ibadan, loading from Kajola and Ido and within the Ebute Metal station. So we are also looking forward to a better quarter 1 2024. Maybe quarter 2 will be better because we are hoping within the next 2 weeks we'll be able to move our first freight from Lagos to Kano on the narrow gauge.
That sounds good.
We have fixed the track, but as a result of the Kano-Kaduna standard gauge track that's ongoing, they asked for 10 days so that they were able to do a drainage so that we can put back the narrow gauge. That's what we are waiting for. And we have about 4 or 5 customers that are willing to export again from Kano and Kaduna to the port, Apapa port.
It's looking good because revenue from goods and cargo swelled by 169.91%, about 432 million from 157. Yeah. So that means there's this move for cargo movement.
You see, I will talk about any, not, I don't know, any revenue. I think that's
there are different things. That's true. That's true. We need to be careful with that. I agree.
The earning went up. Okay. What does it take us to get that earning? Diesel went up. We have to, the cost of diesel, because that is the, I can say pain in us right now for me. I won't say I'm not happy, but I'm not happy because most of the money goes for diesel. And we have to also provide good security. Or like those days when I joined railway, we just have man-o-war St. John ambulance on train.
Okay.
But right now we have to have fully armed men.
For security issues.
You have to give them dry ration. You have to have aircraft on patrol.
Oh, that's true.
You have to have extra police, not on the train, but guiding. And still, you still have this trial vandalization. So when we are moved as a trial, testing the track from Kaduna to Lagos. We move a set of coach, and we couldn't move in the night because we are cautious of what will happen within the night. And when we move the second empties from Kaduna, so we go to Ilori, and we tell the train should stop because it's becoming dark. The following morning when you came, some part of the track, or what we call a panel, 2 panels have been removed. If not that, before any train takes off, there must be what we call a ray bus that is to lead, and people should check on foot. Mm-hmm. They discover that some panel of rail and slippers that have been dismantled, or unfortunately, they couldn't move them yet. So it took us another 24 hours to fix the track before we continue that movement. It could have led to what we call derailment. It could have been what we call the locomotive would have capsized, and the cost of a locomotive is over $4.5 million. So we are quite cautious, and that's at another cost. Because if you are to get to a place, maybe 48 hours, it's not take us 72 hours to get. And the people you deploy at that time, you have to give them incentive. So that's why I brought out N and revenue.
Yes.
So at least people are appreciating, and people are coming up to use the rail. We have a lot of people coming with trying to have where they can stock their goods and then put on train. So I think people are continue to appreciate that with good rail service, it will be better. You see, to get to Ibadan by rail, a 40-foot container is less than 300,000. By road, it's almost 1 million.
Fair.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
So it's quite reasonable, and because you have multiple handling, we have to bend. Otherwise, we would have jacked up our fare, because somebody who had a factory on the expressway Lagos Ibadan, he still need to move it either from a place called Omi and Yo or Monia to the factory side, and the trailer that we used to move it is not also coming cheap. So it may cost him $400 or $500 to move it to site. So we try to, with the Shipper Council and the terminal operator, try to look at it and see what is best for Nigeria, for Nigerians.